Chapter 1. Lucas Hauschild is an avid reader. He loves books more than anything in the world, and perhaps has held more memberships in the world's libraries than any other human being, at least that I know of. The story I'd like to tell you is about a library of a different kind, a place of wonder that Lucas was awarded the unique privilege to visit. Startled, Lucas opens his eyes. The old man standing in front of him smiles at him, amusement twinkling in his gray eyes. Lucas sits up and looks at the old-fashioned divan he's sitting on, his forehead in wrinkles. He rises. I'm sorry. I must have fallen asleep." The old man does not reply, just keeps watching Lucas with an inquisitive expression. "Forgive me if I sound a bit confused, but where am I? What is this place?" The old man's face turns serious for just a moment, but then the subtle smile returns and he replies, "This is the Hall of Books." Lucas is trying to make sense of this statement. "The Hall of Books? Who, may I ask, are you?" "I am the keeper." The old man, without further ado, turns and walks toward a big, heavy door. He reaches it and puts his hand on the ornate door handles, then turns toward Lucas, that is still standing in front of the divan. "Shall we?" Lucas exhales and with a nod walks up to the keeper. The doors open and Lucas follows the old man into the interior. Chapter 2. The sight takes Lucas' breath away. There are bookshelves as far as the eye can see, thousands upon thousands of volumes, perfectly organized, rows upon rows, arranged in circular levels. There's a strange hum in the air, sounding almost like the muffled whispers of countless people. The old man walks with a surprisingly quick pace, and Lucas struggles to keep up. Lucas stops for a moment and leans on the ornate wrought iron railing and looks up. Above him are additional levels, one on top of the other, revealing the place to be a tower-like structure, and by the looks of it, there is no end to it, no ceiling Lucas can see. His jaw literally drops and remains there for a long moment. Snapping out of his reverie, Lucas realizes that the keeper is nowhere to be seen, and he hurries to where he last saw him. A staircase takes him to the upper floors. He searches several levels and begins to panic. He's about to call out for the old man when he feels a tap on his shoulder. "I suggest you stay close, Lucas. One gets easily lost in this place." Relieved, Lucas nods and follows the old man to a set of bookshelves with a small cart made of wood and canvas in front of them. There are a number of books inside the cart. The keeper stops and turns toward Lucas. "I'm sure you have questions, so go ahead and ask." Lucas takes a closer look at the books and the shelves nearest to him. These books, they have no titles. Why is that? The old man squints and answers with a trace of irony. "Not so. They do have titles." Lucas examines the book closer and shakes his head. "No, they don't. I can only see the names of the authors, but no titles." "Strangely, I don't recognize any of these names either. What genre is this section?" "The names and titles of these volumes are one and the same. The genre, well, let's call it life." Confusion clearly shows on Lucas' face. "I don't understand." The old man nods toward the shelf in front of them. "Go ahead. Take out one of these books and the mystery will be revealed." Lucas hesitates for a moment, but then selects one of the exquisitely bound books and carefully pulls it out. The subtle whispers Lucas believes to hear become stronger now. He opens the books, and as he reads passages from it, a voice seems to narrate. It's a biography of sorts. Lucas continues to skip through the pages, and when he's about halfway through the book, the text suddenly stops and is followed by empty pages. Lucas looks at his host, vexed. It's incomplete. The keeper nods toward the book, a benevolent smile on his face. Take a closer look. Lucas obeys and once more examines the final page with text, when right in front of his eyes, as if written by an invisible typist, new words appear, continuing to tell the tale of the man whose name is on the cover. Lucas quickly closes the book and holds it in front of him with shaking hands. He slowly opens it again, only to see that it wasn't his mind playing tricks on him, that the text continues to appear magically on the previously empty pages. He looks at the keeper with stunned confusion. How is that possible? What trickery? What is this place? Like I told you before, this is the Hall of Books. Hall of Books? Books of what? Lucas now frantically pulls out volume after volume, only to encounter the same strange incongruence. Each volume is written by an invisible hand and softly narrated by the voices of its author, some male, some female, some adults, some children. He replaces the last book he examined and steps away from the shelf, clearly horrified by the inexplainable. Each volume represents a life, the story of a human being living his or her life at some place in this world as we speak. Some have just begun. Some are closer to the end. The keeper gently puts his hands on the handlebar of the cart and nods at the books inside it. And these are the books that are finished. They will be taken to the archives downstairs. The significance of the keeper's statement slowly sinks in as Lucas is trying to process the wondrous and terrifying nature of this place. Finally, he's taken a deep breath and addresses his host. May I see yours? Yes. Yes, of course. As luck has it, it's nearby. The old man retrieves a volume from a neighboring shelf and hands it to Lucas. Trembling with anticipation, he takes the book, and when he reads his name on the cover, almost drops it. He stares at the cover and his name for a long moment, then inhales and opens the cover. He reads the contents, at first with a scrutinizing frown, but then his face gives in to the emotional impact that reading one's own life story would have. He reads about his birth, his childhood, his first trials as an adult in the big and scary world, all the way to the most recent event. His face now turns ashen, and vexed, he faces the keeper. I don't understand. It says here that I perished in an accident, but I don't. It can't be. If I was dead, my book would no longer be in this shelf. With a sigh, the keeper steps up and gently takes the book from Lucas. My apologies. There are few of us and many, many books to manage. Sometimes we are a bit late in the sorting. The old man places the book in the nearby cart. Lucas looks on horrified, and with his back against the nearest shelf, slides down into a sitting position. I am sorry, Lucas. This must be hard to digest. However, I must be on my way. Like I said, there are many books that need sorting. It was a bittersweet gift to Lucas to see the Hall of Books, a place no mortal ever sees, and only a handful of the dead have the privilege to visit.